Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Poket Talks. So today we are diving into a fascinating topic, how to steal like an artist and produce your masterpiece. Now, before you raise an eyebrow at the word steal, let me clarify, we are not talking about plagiarism or copying someone else's work exactly. So instead, we are exploring how to draw inspiration from the world around you and to use it to fuel your creative genius. So what does it mean to steal like an artist? So this concept was popularized by Austin Kleon in his book of the same name. It's all about embracing the idea that nothing is truly original. So every great artist, writer, musician, or creator draws some kind of inspiration from those who came before them. But the magic lies in how you take those influences and transform them into something uniquely yours. Let's break it down into actionable steps that you can use to produce your creative masterpiece. So the first step here is to immerse yourself in the work of those you admire. So whether you are an artist, a writer, an entrepreneur, or a musician, take time to study a master in your field. Understand their techniques, styles, and most importantly, their thought processes. But here's the key. Don't just mimic their work, but instead identify what resonates with you and think about how you can apply those elements to your unique creations. Steve Jobs was quoted saying that he stole the concept of the graphical user interface from Xerox PARSI, but he didn't just copy it, he refined and reimagined it, leading to the development of the Macintosh, which revolutionized personal computing. Jobs once said, "It comes down to trying to expose yourself to the best things that humans have done, and then try to bring those things into what you are doing." So his ability to blend existing ideas into something revolutionary is a prime example of how borrowing can lead to world-changing creations. Now that you have studied the master, it's time to mix things up. Don't limit yourself to just one source of inspiration. Pull ideas from a variety of influences, different artists, genres, cultures, even nature or everyday life. So when you combine these diverse elements, you create something entirely new. It's like mixing colors on a palette. Each hue adds depth and complexity to your final masterpiece. George Lucas and Star Wars drew heavy inspiration from ancient mythology. The films of Akira Kurosawa and the Flash Gordon serials of the 1930s. He didn't just simply replicate these sources, he fused them into a unique universe that became a cultural phenomenon. Lucas' ability to take diverse influences and create something entirely original is a testament to the power of remixing and reinterpreting existing ideas. So here is where your creativity shines. Take all of those influences and infuse them with your own experiences, emotions, and worldview. So this is what transforms borrowed ideas into something original. Your personal touch is what makes your work stand out in a sea of sameness. The Beatles were masters at this. They drew inspiration from a wide range of musical genres, from rock and roll to classical music. By blending these influences with their style, they created a sound that defined a generation. Their success wasn't about imitation, but about innovation through integration. So remember, art is about expression, not perfection. So don't get so hung up on trying to make everything flawless, because we are not perfect. So the quirks and imperfections are what gives your work character. Now think about it. Some of the most iconic pieces of art or literature are celebrated not for their perfection, but for their authenticity and raw emotion. So your first attempt might not be a masterpiece, and that's okay, because creativity is an iterative process. Keep refining your work, experimenting with new ideas and learning from your mistakes. And you will find that over time, your style will evolve and you will develop a voice that is unmistakably your own. Quentin Tarantino borrows heavily from spaghetti westerns, kung fu movies, and blaxploitation films. Yet, when you watch a Tarantino movie, it feels entirely original because he combines these influences in a way that's fresh and distinctly his own. It is important to acknowledge your influences. So by giving credit where it's due, you are not only showing respect to those who came before you, but you are also situating your work with a larger creative conversation. And who knows, maybe someone will find inspiration in your work. Continuing the cycle of creativity. And finally, don't be afraid to take risk and push beyond what's been done before. Use your influences as a foundation, but let your imagination take you to new, unexplored places. Now, this is where true innovation happens, when you step outside your comfort zone and venture into the unknown. So, stealing like an artist isn't about copying. It's about gathering inspiration, mixing it with your own experiences, and creating something that's entirely your own. So by studying the masters, mixing influences, making it personal, embracing imperfection, iterating, giving credit, and pushing boundaries, you will be well on your way to producing your own creative masterpiece. So remember that creativity isn't a gift reserved for a selected few. It is a skill that can be developed by anyone willing to put in the work. So go out there, steal like an artist, and create something that only you can bring to life. Thank you for tuning in Poket Talks. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Keep creating, keep innovating, and until next time, stay inspired.